So scams targeting older Americans are skyrocketing. According to the FBI, scammers stole $3.4 billion from Americans over the age of 60 just last year, some going as far as to tricking seniors into giving up their entire life savings. Losses from these scams up by 11% over the year before. More criminals tricking vulnerable Americans bold enough to even show up at these seniors' front doorsteps. For more insight into this one, I'm now joined by James Barnacle, Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on with me this morning. James, that $3.4 billion isn't just a number, right? I mean, it represents a whole lot of real families who've been robbed of security, a lifetime of hard work. It's devastating.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. You're absolutely right. It is very devastating to individual people and to their families. We see the greatest generational transfer of wealth in American history is going on right now. As our baby boomers age, their money is going to transfer to people, family members, loved ones, charities. But bad guys see an opportunity here, and they're stepping in, and they are trying to take money from people, especially our elderly. The IC3 report that you just mentioned, $3.4 billion in reported losses of people over 60 to the FBI. But the United States Treasury Department's FinCEN, which is the US FIU, has just reported in the study that losses of elders was $27 billion from June 2022 to June 2023. So much bigger than the reported losses we are reporting from the FBI.
Yeah, and speaking of more of those numbers that are just staggering, I mean, nearly 6,000 Americans over 60 lost more than $100,000 in these scams in 2023. How exactly are these scammers preying on older Americans?
So a lot of Americans are being targeted through telephone and communication systems like the internet, social media, email, and telephones. And we're seeing a huge increase in the social media contacts. So bad guys are talking to our folks, Americans, through social media apps. A lot of times these scams are confidence-based. So the bad guy is trying to inspire some kind of confidence in the victim, whether to get them to invest in an investment or a romance fraud. There's many government impersonation schemes, and we see a significant number of tech support schemes as well.
Yeah, they know exactly who to target, too, the most vulnerable. What are some of your tips on how we can all protect ourselves? Also, our loved ones, you know, those of us with parents, grandparents over the age of 60. What are your top tips?
Yeah, great question. So I would encourage, and it's taboo in a lot of families to talk about money and talk about inheritance, but I would encourage families to talk about their financial situations, to talk about the things that they're seeing and the challenges that they're seeing. A lot of times, our elderly folks and even victims that are younger are afraid to tell their loved ones for fear of embarrassment or reprisal. For older folks, it's a fear of their family members taking their freedom away, taking their money away, taking their bank accounts away. So A, talk to your loved ones, talk to each other. B, if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true, right? 3, invest only what you can afford to lose. If you have this great investment opportunity, it's probably a fraud. But if you're going to go forward with it, please only put forward what you can afford to lose. And 3rd, when you get those nagging things, those pop-ups on your computer screen, do not click on them and do not call the phone number that's on there. Hang up. Close your computer, turn your computer off, restart your computer. Those pop-ups will go away.
Okay.
That is one of the main ways fraudsters get to us.
And report. And we hear time and time again, James, from people who have fallen victim. You know, I never thought it could have happened to me, and it happens in the blink of an eye. So just keep an open dialogue with loved ones. Got it. James Barnacle, thank you so much. Really appreciate it ahead of your weekend.
Yeah, thanks for letting us, giving us the opportunity to share with people.
Yeah,
thank you.
Really good for all of us to know and keep in mind.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.